Dear students, in the last session, I had explained what are PCBs, history of PCBs, and the advantages of PCBs. But in this session, I will explain what is a PCB component and also I will explain PCB components identifications. You know, what is a PCB component? A PCB, a printed circuit board components are made up of a variety of complex electrical and electronics elements including resistors, capacitors, diodes, transistors and fuses. For a PCB to function effectively, each component must play its role. If one part switch fails, then the PCB may fail to function as intended. Next, PCB components identifications. First, determine the printed circuit board. That means first identify the printed circuit board. The first thing that you need to do is to determine the PCB that will suit your project. There are several types of PCBs. Does your project require flex, rigid or rigid flex PCBs? You need to choose the right PCB suitable for your project. Next, second one, identify other nut and bolts electronic circuit components. As a designer, you will have a fasten your PCBs. When it comes to fastening, you will have to choose between nuts and bolts. Bolts come in different length sizes, but nuts have a standard size. Again, depending on where you intend to use your PCBs, you may be forced to choose between nut and bolt fasteners, nut or bolt fasteners. Next, the battery, fuse, diode and transistor of the circuit board. A battery, diode, fuses and transistors are essential elements on a PCB. A battery powers the entire PCB. A transistor amplifies the charges, and also a diode allows the current to flow in one direction while blocking the other, and also a fuse breaks if too much current will flows in a circuit. Next, one or more processors. PCB require processors. The processors play an essential role in receiving input and providing the suitable output. Depending upon the PCB part, you may have to include more than one processor on the PCB. Modern PCBs include several processing cores that work in unison, that means perfect, to processor instructions. Next, connectors on smaller circuit boards, especially on the motherboard. PCB needs connectors. Connectors are small electronic devices that easily and quickly disconnect or disconnect a circuit part. Connectors do come in variety of shapes, size, quality levels, and complexities. The most common connectors types are one piece card edges and two piece board to board edges. But one piece card edges are the ideal type for small circuit boards. Next, other chips on the circuit board. There are plenty of components that go into the manufacturing of the printed circuit board. These components are also known as chips. When designing a PCB, there are many chips required besides battery, transistors, fuses, and diodes, and Other chips that go into PCB manufacturing include, capacitors, LEDs, copper, and potentiometers, and so on. Next, random access memory, RAM, connection position on the circuit board. You know, Random access memory is a memory of device. It is the random access because you can access any memory cell directly provide the column and row that intersects at the cells. On the circuit board, the connection position of the RAM matters a lot. For the best operation, the random access memory needs to be adjacent to the CPU socket.